How's it going, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback, and today we are continuing looking at the X-Men today, and we're looking at issue number 95 today. And this issue came out in October of 1975. So today we're going to look at an all-out action, and we're going to see a shocker today. That's right, we're not dreaming anything today. We're looking at an X-Men dying in this issue today. Which X-Men is going to die in this issue? We're going to find out right here in issue number 95. So don't go away, because we're going to look at an exciting story today. So as always, this is brought to you by Chris Claremont and Lynn Wein. They're the writers and plotters for this great issue. We have Dave Cockrum and Sam Granger doing the artist and inking. We have Karen Manilow doing the lettering page, and Petra Goldberg doing the coloring. And last but not least, we have Marv Wolfman doing the editing. So the day's title is War Hunt, and we pick up from last issue. And remember that the X-Men were shot out of the plane. I mean, they were in their Blackbird, and then Count Nafaria, that's the villain that they're facing right now, shot them out of the air with the beam, Emerald Beam, and now the X-Men are pretty much falling in air with no parachutes. No parachutes, they're falling thousands of feet in the air. How in the world are they going to save themselves? So we're going to have to see exactly what they're going to do right here. So Cyclops, being the leader that he is, he's going to have to come up with a quick plan to save their lives. And so what exactly is he going to do? He's going to tell Storm to grab as many X-Men as she can, so she grabs 2 X-Men. We have also Banshee helping as well, because Banshee can fly as well. But Colossus right here says, you know what, I can do this on my own, I can fly down on my own. And Storm's like, don't be a fool, Peter, don't be a fool, you're going to be killed. But we'll find out soon enough. Could Colossus be the one that dies in this issue? We'll find out. But we see Banshee, he grabs a hold of Thunderbird, but he can't grab a hold of Cyclops because he just can't support all of the weight. So Cyclops is left behind. So could Cyclops be the one that dies? So we see Colossus here, he plummets into the ground, but we see, did he die? Well, we're going to see right here. So Storm has Wolverine and Nightcrawler in her arms, but it looks like Colossus is A-okay. But we're still worried about Cyclops here. Will Cyclops be able to be saved in time? He has 5 seconds before he makes impact. And lo and behold, we see Banshee here. He comes to Cyclops' rescue at the last second. So all the X-Men safely make it to the ground on time. But they have the biggest problem of all. They only have less than 52 minutes to stop this Doomsmith scenario here that will launch all of America's missiles. So they have to get down to the bottom of this mission right now. And so, as we see right here, they tell, Nightcrawler that he needs to go into the airbase and unlock the door so the other X-Men can come in. So we see a teleportation here, right here with Nightcrawler. He teleports in, but he's attacked from behind by none other than this guy right here, and his name is Croaker. He's one of the Anti-Men that we saw from last issue. So Nightcrawler battles Croaker here. He calls him Frogman, and this guy gets very offended over that name because he doesn't want to be called a frog, as we see right here. He's not a mutant. That's what he's trying to tell him, but we're not for sure if these Anti-Men are mutants or not. But Nightcrawler takes care of him. He unlocks the door. The X-Men come in. And of course, we have Count Nafaria, and he's watching the whole scene. And he's pretty upset, so he's going to send the rest of the Anti-Men to take care of the X-Men here. Nightcrawler opens the door. Here comes the X-Men here, and they're going to get down to business. But we're going to be seeing a big fight take place right here as we see these guards come in. They're trying to protect that air base. Colossus shields the X-Men with his metal skin, and then Storm conjures up a storm basically and floods the entire tunnel with all these police officers so that there won't be any problems. So as you can see, the X-Men working together as a cohesive unit here. But here comes the Anti-Men right here. And first we see Gort. He is this gorilla-looking guy. He takes care of Thunderbird and Banshee. And so they're out for the count. And now it's up to just Cyclops, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Colossus to take care of these guys, as well as Wolverine. So can these X-Men take care of this team of Anti-Men? Well, let's go ahead and see. I mean, all-out action at its finest, folks. At its finest. With Dave Cockrum doing the artwork here. Just awesome stuff. Doesn't get any better than this. So you see Colossus, Wolverine, everybody's just teaming up, doing the best they can. And as we can see, I mean, they take care of these Anti-Men. They with teamwork, they were able to do it, but they still have Gort. We see Storm here. She electrocutes Gort. And then with teamwork, Wolverine and Nightcrawler knocks out Gort. And we have this one other person. We don't know her name exactly. She tries to mind control Cyclops. But Cyclops Beam takes care of her with his optic blast. And now let's look. It's only 18 minutes left to the Doomsmith just launching all these missiles. So will the X-Men be able to stop this from happening? Well, as we can see, I mean, they're in major trouble. Now it's T-minus 9 seconds. And I mean, it looks like they're out of time. And we see, as in another area, we see Banshee and Thunderbird. They come back to their senses. That remember they were knocked out by Gort, and they're like, well, it looks like the X-Men took care of these guys. Didn't really need our help. But we see Count Nafaria. He's trying to escape with this jet. He's trying to get away. He's seen that the X-Men has pretty much ruined his plans, but he's going to try to get away. And we see right here that Thunderbird is going to try to bring the plane down. And this is not a good idea at all, as Banshee knows. So Thunderbird jumps up on this jet. He's trying his best to get Count Nafaria out of this jet. Banshee's like, get off the plane. Get off the plane, lad. Get off the plane. And so Cyclops is like, we have no time. It's the time's up. But we see right here that Professor Xavier tells them that the Doomsmith controls were damaged in the battle that they had, but he needs to direct his attention to one of the X-Men who is in dire danger, who is Thunderbird. Thunderbird is on top of this jet. He doesn't care what he's doing. He's not listening to Professor Xavier. And we see Banshee's like, for God's sake, laddie, get off the plane. Get off the plane, laddie. And oh my goodness, the plane just erupts, and I mean it's gone. It just blows up. And so we see right here from a mental standpoint how painful it is to Professor Xavier seeing the death of Thunderbird. Thunderbird dies, folks. Thunderbird has died in this issue as an X-Men, and it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad to see. He was only in 3 issues, Giant Size X-Men and then X-Men 94, and we can see a little bit of the feather here from his costume. And it's a pretty good ending here, pretty somber ending here, where we see, you know, it is bound to happen, Cyclops says, and it comes with a uniform. So it ends on a pretty sad note here, the death of an X-Men. But we're going to find out exactly what happens next issue as we look at number 96. Hope you enjoyed this quick review of X-Men number 95. Go ahead and like if you have not, and comment down below what you like about this issue, and I will see you next time.